Hello there, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I am thrilled that you are here. Today, I want to talk to you about getting your manifestation by paying attention to the story that you're telling yourself about the circumstances in your life. So Neville Goddard says this, that we're always have our inner talking, like there's always this kind of running inner talking or dialogue in our head. And often what that inner talking is a story about a circumstance in our life. And what you want to do is make sure that the story that you're telling yourself matches what you want your end result to be, what you want your manifestation to be. So I'm going to use an example of a specific person, your specific person that you're manifesting into your life, or maybe a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever. I'm going to use this example of a specific person blocking you on a social media site. Now, that's a big thing that feels really heavy and really hard. But the truth is, you likely won't know exactly why that person blocked you. And there's no way to really ever know the truth of that. But the story that you tell yourself is completely within your control. Because you might be tempted to tell yourself some things like, oh gosh, they really hate me. They don't want to hear from me. They don't like me. And those things aren't going to help your manifestation. They aren't. Those things are going to keep you in a negative, low feeling state, and they aren't going to move you forward. Now, they won't completely block your manifestation if you persist. Like, you can still have those thoughts and get your manifestation. But why feel badly on this journey when you don't have to? Now, all feelings are valid, so don't take that to mean you can't feel how you feel. You can absolutely feel how you feel. But in this case, we just want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to feel as good as we can. And also telling yourself a story that makes you feel good about this. So like you might be asking though, what kind of story can you tell yourself about someone blocking you on social media that could possibly feel good? And so it doesn't have to feel like amazing. It needs to feel better than like, they don't like me, they hate me, I'm never going to get this manifestation. So like, you don't know why they blocked you. So you could say something like, I don't know why they blocked me, and just kind of feel neutral about it. You could also say something like, it could have been an accident. Maybe they accidentally hit the block button on me when they were like, messing with the settings in their social media. And it was an accident. And they have no idea that they've even blocked me. It's just a total mystery to them. Or maybe it could be that it's too painful for them to look at your social media because they want to be with you. And so they had to block you because you're just on their mind too much. And that this was the only way that they could really, get on with their work week, is to block you and not see you come up in their social media feed because it's too painful, because they want you that much. Another option could be that they, they didn't really know how to use that social media site that well, and they didn't even, understand about blocking. I feel that's kind of similar to, it was an accident that I said earlier, but there are different reasons it could be, but what matters is what you're telling yourself about the reason it is. And why that matters is because it's going to help you feel better about it. This is just an example. And so this is an example, but I also want to say, so the story you tell yourself about everything, it matters. It's your inner talking. I think I've brought this example up several times, but I'm going to bring it up again about Neville Goddard having a conversation with the actress who was just knew that she was doing her very best work, and yet the producer in her play, was constantly critical of her. And Neville asked her, well, what are you doing when you're on your way to work? And she was arguing with him in her head every time she was going to work. And she changed that story in her head, her conversation that she was having with that producer. and her work situation turned around. Same thing with your specific person. Same thing with anybody in the earth. What are you doing? What are you saying to them in your head? What story are you telling yourself about them and their motives? You have the power to change all of that in your internal world, and then that will shift how you act and how things will reflect back to you in the 3D external world. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you soon. May you manifest exactly what you want.